what we need to be acquainted with is how the Prophet ﷺ was with his wives, what occurred within the household. And this is one of the hikmah, one of the wisdoms behind the Messenger ﷺ marrying as many times as he did. It is not the only wisdom in Tebiyah. So the sisters don't now say you can't marry because, the only reason Prophet ﷺ had so many wives was because, that was not the only wisdom. It was one of the wisdoms though. And that is that there were numerous narrators of what occurred within the prophetic household. The Prophet ﷺ, because of his many marriages, because of his many wives, as Imam Al-Hafidh ibn Hajar and others have mentioned, that is, I'm going to mention the naql and the statement from Imam Hafidh. But that was one of the wisdoms why the Prophet ﷺ married as many times as he did. Because of the fact that the Sunnah, if we're looking at that which is connected to a person's day-to-day life, you could in essence split one's day-to-day life into two halves. That which one does inside the home and that which one does outside of the home. That which is done outside or after leaving the home, and that which is done within the home. The Prophet ﷺ, of course, he had a life within the house. He had a life within the home. And thus, his interaction with those who were his family members, the more particularly wives he has, the better and the greater we are at being able to collect what he used to carry out at home. Similarly, from the wisdoms of him marrying the amount of times that he did, was so that there would be something from a connection between him and some of the important tribes from the tribes of the Arab. And that again was, as has been mentioned, from the wisdoms and the hikam of the Prophet ﷺ marrying the amount of times that he did. And thus him being permitted more than 4, although this is something that the Orientalists, they always try to play with and try to weaken the resolve of the believer. But we understand the wisdom, and that there were wisdoms behind that. And Allah Azza wa Jalla allowed that for a very great wisdom, ikhwan. And from those great wisdoms is this understanding how the Prophet ﷺ was at home. For indeed, he is our uswa, al-hasana, as Allah Azza wa Jalla has referred to him, the good example that Allah Azza wa Jalla has given and sent to us to be followed. Thus, us following him, ikhwan, is not just around the affairs of aqeedah and belief, and not just around the affairs of ibadah, but similarly in relation to that which is connected to the marital affairs.